Thank you for joining us here on Republic TV. The Election Commission has announced the dates for elections 2022. Well, in the next 2 months, India's election news headquarters will get you every breaking news updates, the channel that India tunes into for political news and election coverage. March 10th with Arnav. Lock the date. Here are the headlines. Elections locked and loaded starting the 10th of February. Results on the 10th of March.
March, all polling will be over and the date of counting is 10th March 2022.
It's a mini general election with a lot at stake for all parties. 7-phase election in 5 states.
The date of the issue of notification will be 14th January 2022 and which will start from Uttar Pradesh.
Uttar Pradesh votes in 7 phases, Manipur in 2, single phase in Punjab, Goa and Uttarakhand. Republic campaign resonates across India. We started 15 days ago. All rallies and roadshows curtailed till the 15th of January, says Election Commission. Election Commission asking parties to go digital with the campaign. Some parties are complaining, say they don't have the capacity to go digital. BJP throwing a national dare, says they will be back in power in all states where they are ruling. Assembly elections in Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Punjab, Manipur and Goa will be held between the 10th of February and the 7th of March. 7 phases. Election Commission announced this afternoon. Counting, the all-important date is March 10.
The Election Commission has announced the schedule for 2022 polls in 5 states. In Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Uttarakhand, Goa and Manipur. The election will be completed across 7 phases and the first will begin from 10th February. The counting of votes will take place on March 10th. The state of Uttar Pradesh will go to polls spanning 7 phases beginning 10th February to 7th March.
Date of poll 10th February 2022 and which will start from Uttar Pradesh. This is the first phase of Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh 7th phase. And date of poll is 7th March. So on 7th March, all polling will be over and the date of counting is 10th March 2022, that is Thursday.
A fiery political war of words, controversial speeches, India's biggest cash and gold scandal, a pan-India crackdown on illegal money originating in the poll-bound state. Uttar Pradesh has been at the centre of the most dramatic face-off ahead of polls.
शुरुआत हो रही है 10 फरवरी से और 10 मार्च तक परिणाम आएगा। उत्तर प्रदेश की जनता बहुत दिनों से बदलाव का इंतजार कर रही थी।
10 मार्च 2022 को जब उत्तर प्रदेश विधानसभा चुनाव के परिणाम आएंगे तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी प्रचंड बहुमत के साथ जनता जनार्दन का आशीर्वाद प्राप्त करने में सफल होगी।
The states of Punjab, Uttarakhand and Goa will vote on 14th February with voting to be carried out in a single phase.
In one phase, Goa in one phase. So Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Uttarakhand and Goa. In second phase, Punjab, Uttarakhand, Goa will be over.
In Uttarakhand, the Congress looks confident of unseating the BJP.
कांग्रेस ने हमेशा उसका पालन किया है, हम आगे भी पालन करेंगे और हम उम्मीद करते हैं कि ये सब चीजें यूनिफॉर्मली सभी पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज पर लागू होंगी।
चुनाव आचार संहिता में चूंकि चुनाव आदेश के जो भी निर्देश होंगे उन निर्देशों के क्रम में हम लोग काम करेंगे। हम लोग पूरी तरह से तैयार हैं और पूरी तरह से शांतिपूर्ण मतदान के लिए, अच्छे मतदान के लिए, अच्छी सरकार चुनने के लिए उत्तराखंड की जनता आगे आएगी और अच्छी सरकार चुनेगी।
Punjab, that has been the scene of the biggest security breach and a cowardly terror attack, will be heading to polls on 14 February.
Election Commission should act impartially. That is our request. Let us see how they will act in future and how they treat opposition party as well as the government or BJP party. We have to see.
Goa too will vote in a single phase from 14th February.
In second phase, Punjab, Uttarakhand, Goa will be over.
In Goa, as TMC looks to expand footprint, it remains to be seen if Mamata Banerjee will maintain an edge over the other opposition parties emerging.
14 फरवरी को है उत्तराखंड में भी, गोवा में भी और पंजाब में भी, और हम चुनाव की डेट का स्वागत करते हैं। आम आदमी पार्टी पूरी तरह से तैयार है।
Elections in the state of Manipur will take place in two phases on 27th February and 3rd March.
Punjab, Uttarakhand, Goa will be over. And here the issue of notification will be 21st January. Last date of nominations 28th January. Scrutiny of nominations 29th January. And last date of withdrawal of candidature 31st January. And date of poll 14th February, that is Monday. First phase of Manipur. Manipur will be done in two phases. So on fifth phase, we will be having Uttar Pradesh fifth phase and Manipur first phase.
They are giving deadline something up to 15 January to see the situation. And after that, I think automatically situation will also improve and modification will definitely come.
The announcement by the Election Commission comes as India witnesses an exponential rise in COVID cases, with the daily COVID tally touching nearly 1.42 lakh cases. In view of the rising caseload, the body has banned election roadshows and physical rallies till January 15th. The revised election norms come days after the poll body had announced its decision to continue with election rallies in states despite fear of the third wave. The election dates are out, the stage is set, and the countdown to March 10th has begun. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
And joining us on the show this evening, Shehzad Poonawalla of the BJP, Sandeep Gorsi of the Lok Punjab Congress, Karan Verma, political analyst, Ratnakar Tripathi of the Congress Party, Riju Datta of the Trinamool Congress, Ashutosh Mishra, senior journalist, and Durgadas Kamath of the Goa Forward Party. So we have many parties covered. Thank you for joining us. I'd like to start with Siddharth Nath Singh, Uttar Pradesh Cabinet Minister, joining us this evening on the show. Mr. Siddharth Nath Singh, your party has the most at stake in this particular election. Will it be a bellwether for 2024? A lot of them, a lot of analysts and everyone looking at your party because you have 4 states at stake here.
Well, certainly it is. We are the incumbent governments in 4 states, but we are quite confident in all the 4 states we'll come back with a thumping majority. So, because in all the 4 states, BJP has worked hard. And let me talk about the largest state, that is the UP. We all have been working here. We have delivered, and there has been no issues of communal tension. There have been no issues of Gundaraj, and there have been no issues, big issues of corruptions that has been faced during the Samajwadi Party government. And all that we have seen in last 5 years is these issues have vanished, and only one issue has prevailed, that is of good governance. So we are very confident that we will be back in power in all the 4 states.
But can you deny that the election campaign has been communalized by all parties, including yours?
Well, certainly, as far as BJP is concerned, we haven't communalized the elections. Only the person who is trying to communalize is by taking the name of Jinnah and then comparing with Gandhi and Patel. And certainly those who are backing Owaisi. Now, Owaisi is certainly raising communal tension. He is leading towards polarization. And when you talk about polarization, certainly it is helping nobody but Samajwadi Party. So that's the formula they have tried to work out. Samajwadi Party won't talk about communal politics, but Owaisi's party and Owaisi himself will talk about communal politics. And through that polarize, which when you go into a big elections, it is a division of votes between the Samajwadi Party and the BJP. In that case, they will go for Samajwadi Party.
Yeah. What do you make of these players you just mentioned, AIMIM, Aam Aadmi Party, the smaller parties that have now come into fray, not just in Uttar Pradesh, but in Punjab, Goa?
Well, I can't really talk about Gujarat and Goa, but certainly in Uttar Pradesh, they don't even matter. These Aam Aadmi parties, or they are non-starters. But one party, yes, Owaisi or the AIM is certainly helping as a B team of Samajwadi Party. But that be so, because people do forget, if you try to polarize, there is always a reverse polarization.
Well, very interesting. You call them the B team, but they call AIMIM BJP's B team. Okay, one last question to you. Several parties are complaining about digital rallies. Now, the Election Commission says situation is fluid till the January 15th. Depending on the situation, on that day, they will take a call. Do you anticipate that rallies virtually will now be cancelled going forward?
Well, so far they have cancelled, and I do see that it may be extended for maybe a week or 10 days. Then the COVID graph should be peaking, it should be coming down. It should be heading south. So, but we all shouldn't worry about it, because those who have worked hard, be it in opposition or as a incumbent government, if you have worked hard, then there should be no problem. And we should be adopting as political parties the technology, the use of technology. And BJP certainly has adopted technology. And over the years, we have actually gone down to the booth level where we can hold a virtual meetings or virtual rallies. So I don't see a problem for the BJP in this coming election.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Siddharth Nath Singh, for speaking to Republic TV this evening. Let me get in Shehzad Poonawalla versus Riju Datta first up, and then, we'll open this up. Now, Shehzad, a lot at stake for your party, but I think what this election will also define is who is the nucleus of the opposition, right?
Well, I can agree with one fact that all of them are fighting for the place of number 2 in all these state elections. Who will be the number 2? Who will be the challenger in 2024? And this is why I think this election, one thing is settled, who is going to form government and serve the people for another 5 years. But the only question that needs to be decided is that who will be the perennial Chief Minister or Prime Minister in waiting, whether it comes to these states or whether it comes to the national scenario. And therefore, we are opening the debate, and I am surprised that we are opening the debate with Mr. Riju Datta, because Riju Datta's party is actually cannibalizing the Congress party in Goa. It is cannibalizing the Congress party in other places. The Congress party has leaders in absentia. At least I think one thing is good, that now that the rallies are virtual, they can be addressed from even a foreign location. So at least Rahul Gandhi will be very relieved that even while he's abroad, he can address some rallies. Whether it comes to the Samajwadi Party, now they have already started making alibi. You remember last time they made the alibi about EVMs. Now, even within half an hour of the announcement of the election dates, Akhilesh Yadav has started complaining about virtual rallies. And this is a man who goes around saying, laptop हमने दिया, laptop हमने दिया, laptop हमने दिया, पर virtual rally से घबरा गए. हमारे पास संसाधन नहीं है, हम नहीं कर पाएंगे virtual rally. So this is very clear that virtual rally केवल एक बहाना है. जीत से मुंह छुपाना, हार से मुंह छुपाना है, परिवार को बचाना है, and therefore they have all started fearing about virtual rallies also. So कुल मिलाकर they are all fighting for the number 2 position, and I would like to see who will be at number 2 position.
Speaking about number 2, this should have been a three-way fight actually. BJP versus Trinamool Congress versus Congress Party. But I'll bring in Ratnakar Tripathi. I'll give Riju his turn to respond to what Shehzad Poonawalla has just said. Riju.
Thank you. First of all, we the TMC feel that our priority should have been COVID, and there should have been no rallies or social gatherings or anything, any pathasabhas for the next 2 months. But to satisfy one political party, you hold an election jeopardizing the life of millions is not right. But anyways, the way we have seen that in Bengal also you did 8-phase elections. We requested the ECI to curb the last few phases, but we were turned down. But the people voted against BJP. The people voted for development against deceit. People voted for justice against Jumla, and people will vote like that. Same way, the people of India will vote for all the other states. One thing I will point out, that if you see, one-phase election is only in 3 states, and every state BJP is losing. whoever is winning is immaterial. Uttarakhand Congress is winning, Punjab Congress is winning, and Goa Trinamool Congress is winning. Goa will usher a new dawn. So these three states, one phase. But to give an upper hand to the BJP, you see Uttar Pradesh 7 phases and other places multiple phases. This is not right. This cannot be done. But anyways, the people of this country is waiting for 2024 like the same way they have waited in 1947, and Uttar Pradesh is going to be a start, and Uttar Pradesh BJP is going to lose, and this entire country is going to wake up and vote for development, and they will forego the jumlas and deceit that they have seen for the last 7 years, and it will usher a new dawn for the country, which will start from Goa, and Trinamool Congress will bring that new dawn.
Well, Shehzad, I know you want to respond, but I want to ask Congress this question actually. Mr. Tripathi may not like this
just
question.
One line.
But Mr. Tripathi,
just one
going
line.
by.
Just one
wait.
line.
Wait. This is a very interesting question, Shehzad. Listen to this very interesting question. Okay, let's wait. Will Arvind Kejriwal or Mamata Banerjee come out of the elections as a key prime ministerial candidate after this election, Mr. Tripathi? You want me to repeat that question? I'll repeat that question. Will Arvind Kejriwal and Mamata Banerjee come out of this election as possible prime ministerial candidates for 2024?
Happy New Year, Niranjan ji. I am not a political analyst, and neither political analyst in disguise. Ask me a question which is related to me and my party and the elections.
No, I think my question was a giveaway. I didn't mention Rahul Gandhi. I didn't mention Rahul Gandhi. I thought you'll get the question. But anyway, I didn't mention Rahul Gandhi. I mentioned Arvind Kejriwal and Mamata Banerjee. But yeah,
it's
anyway,
your prerogative. It's your prerogative, sir. You, Niranjan ji, it's habit of you all to marginalize Congress on the channel, and I just go with it. I am not here to protest about it. It's your prerogative. You can put someone in, take someone out. It's your channel, your show. But if you want me to answer, you have to ask me the questions which are related to the politics, to the election, to the Congress, and other things. Who is going to be the next Prime Minister candidate or who not?
Okay, let me ask you a specific question then. Sir, sir, for last 60 seconds you've been complaining about my question. Let me ask you a specific question. Is 2022 a battle of prestige for Priyanka Vadra? Whether Priyanka Vadra or Rahul Gandhi are actually relevant in the opposition anymore? Specific question. Yeah, go ahead.
Again, you are saying the same question.
But what's wrong with my question?
There is doubt in your tone.
No, but what's wrong with my question?
There is doubt in your tone. They are relevant.
Okay, I'll give you 30 seconds to respond. Go ahead.
No, 1 second.
The tone of yours. The tone of yours.
I was actually amused by your opposition to my question, so I asked the second question.
You are giving. Please listen to me. Please listen to me. Your question is answered with a tag. A tag with the answer is they are relevant. We are here. The final bell has rung. Let us contest and let the results come.
3 minutes analyzing the question. This
Why
is the problem with the
they are relevant or not?
अरे 3 मिनट हो गए सवाल के एनालिसिस के आगे नहीं बढ़ पाए.
Oh, you find Niranjan ji, you find every problem.
This is why you are irrelevant because you take 3 minutes to analyze the question rather than answer the question.
I told you they
इसीलिए
are
आप irrelevant हो गए. देखिए ऐसा है निरंजन जी, let me just come in. Let me at least answer somebody who's relevant.
Oh,
Niranjan, let me just come in and let me have a conversation with somebody who's relevant. See, look, there are 3-4 battles going on. 1 second, रत्नाकर जी, आप सवाल का विश्लेषण कीजिए. आप you analyze the question. Sir, you are here to analyze the question. Let us answer the questions. We are answering the questions. You analyze the questions. Okay, good for you. Now let me answer a few questions. Look, Niranjan, what is happening? One party is fighting battle of existence. That's the name of the Congress party. One party is fighting battle of relevance. That is Aam Aadmi Party. One party is fighting battle of sustenance. That is Trinamool Congress. These are battles of existence, relevance, and sustenance. They are fighting battles of existence, relevance, and sustenance. And now, look, I have only one question to ask. Now, Mr. Riju Datta made an astounding claim that how he wants elections to be postponed for COVID. This Riju Datta's party is having civic polls in Bengal. There where they are being asked to postpone civic polls, Riju Datta says, hum civic poll postpone nahi karenge because we don't fear COVID. And everywhere else they are saying the election should have been postponed because there is COVID. Riju Datta, there are no elections happening in Bengal as of now except for the civic polls which are due. You are number 2 on the COVID chart. Maharashtra is number 1 on the COVID chart. You have Kerala and other states that are leading in COVID cases. There you will not have your COVID expertise. But the point is only this. Here is the point, Niranjan, that Congress party, if it is so very confident about its chances in Uttar Pradesh,
ask the numbers are being fabricated.
Take up the test.
No, you are the only one who is showing true numbers, and therefore we have seen what was happening on Christmas Eve in Bengal. We saw the kind of long queues of people and the huge crowds of people that you are allowed to gather on the street because you are saying it is a COVID party.
Bengal gave BJP 213
You are having a COVID party on the street of Bengal.
Now after
Uttar
Pradesh, Goa and Uttarakhand, you will get another wake-up call. So
No, they gave a slap in Nandigram also. Did you count the slap in Nandigram? Slap in Nandigram was counted in this slap?
Very soon you will get
I hope you counted the slap in Nandigram.
and Uttarakhand
Nandigram wala slap bhi count kiya na?
So
Yehi
then hopefully you
now
realize
in
that
Goa,
you have lost ground.
They are talking
and
about
Nandigram,
Goa.
it is still sub judice, and the only leader of opposition in this country is a sub judice MLA.
Okay.
And you are talking about your party. If you open the gate, there
it
will
will
be no
always be
BJP
sub
Bengal.
judice.
Everyone is lined up outside our door.
The only claim that is sub judice is what you are doing
Your
in Goa.
party is lined up.
What you are
Your
doing in
party
Goa is
and
actually sub
every
judice.
member
That
from
what
block
are you doing in
member
Goa?
to your MPs are lined up
ना वहाँ
outside
पे
our
नेता है,
headquarters.
ना नीति
Come
है,
and see
ना
that in
कार्यकर्ता
Calcutta.
है. गोवा पहुँच गया, पर ठीक है, आपका अधिकार है. My only question,
बीजेपी बंगाल का वही हालत है.
Niranjan, can I ask two
BJP
questions
बंगाल
of
का
my
वही
worthy
हालत
friends?
है.
Two questions. One to the Congress party. If they are so, सुन तो लीजिए, अरे सुन लीजिए. अरे सुन लीजिए ना आप Riju, let's have a proper conversation. Don't interrupt me. I'll ask you two questions. One, whatever promises you and Aam Aadmi Party are making in Goa, why don't you start implementing them in Bengal and in Delhi first? Point number one. Point number two, अरे सर सुन तो लीजिए. कांग्रेस से भी सवाल है. They are also a player even if they are competing for fourth place. Now कांग्रेस से सवाल है, if they are so confident about Priyanka Vadra making sure that they will win in Uttar Pradesh, Priyanka Vadra को बोलिए कि वो चुनाव लड़ लेना. रत्नाकर जी, पॉलिटिकल सवाल है. निरंजन के सवाल पसंद नहीं है, मेरे सवाल पसंद आएंगे. क्या प्रियंका वाड्रा में हिम्मत है उत्तर प्रदेश से एमएलए का चुनाव लड़ ले? कोई भी सीट चुन लो, रायबरेली से अरे भाई यू आंसरिंग फॉर प्रियंका. पर प्रियंका
Riju, let him answer. Riju, wait, let him answer. You know, I've just been watching this three-way debate. Okay, let Mr. Tripathi answer. Let Mr. Tripathi answer. I have three other panelists who haven't spoken. Mr. Tripathi, yeah.
If this is my party, they will decide who will contest the election or not. हाँ, हम लोग इतने डरे नहीं हैं, कहीं भी रहे 1 किलोमीटर दूर खड़े रहे लोग, बगल में पार्टी के लोग झंडा हिलाते हैं, हम चिल्लाए मार डाला. हम वैसे डरे हुए नहीं है ना यूपी के लिए या पंजाब के लिए, उत्तराखंड के लिए. We are fighting, we are contesting.
See,
no.
Every
Mr. Tripathi, one second. Shehzad, before you come in. Shehzad, before you come in. Shehzad, before you come in. Even Mr. Channi said that today. In fact, I'm sorry, I just have to interrupt you at this point because there was a news break that came in earlier, a soundbite of the Punjab Chief Minister saying that the Prime Minister's convoy was 1 kilometer away from the protesters, which Mr. Ratnakar Tripathi just, reiterated on the debate. I want to set the record straight on that one. Okay? They were a few meters away, not a kilometer away. I don't know what they're talking about, but I just want to play those pictures out to settle this debate once and for all. No, wait. No, through the day, this ridiculous debate we've been having. Look at those pictures. No, I want to know, is that 1 kilometer away or 10 meters away? No. Let's play the video from yesterday also. For the Congress spokesperson. Wait, Mr. Tripathi, hold on. Look at this video, sir. Sir, look at this video very closely, okay? That's the Prime Minister's convoy. That's the SPG there, right next to the Prime Minister's convoy. It's blocked. It's on the flyover. Keep watching. You'll see the protesters right in front of the convoy. Wait. You'll even see the SPG right in front of the convoy with the protesters. Keep watching, right? Are you saying that's 1 kilometer, 10 meters or 1 kilometer? You please make up your mind. We'll play those pictures.
Less than
10 meters or 1 kilometer. What are you saying?
You have measured that? And why are you not talking about the people who are beside the Prime Minister with the BJP flag?
Niranjan, can I answer this question?
Tell me about that. Who informed them that the convoy is on that?
Look at that.
Niranjan,
We were told the police informed them because the eyewitnesses told us the police informed them. Eyewitnesses told us, Republic TV has been reporting from there, eyewitnesses told us the police told them that the police, that the Prime Minister's convoy would be passing through. You're asking who told them? We were told the police told them, on record.
Then Niranjan, please tell me who told the BJP people? Who told the BJP
Shehzad
people
Poonawalla
to go
can
there?
tell you, I can see some flags there. Shehzad, were they BJP flags or BKU flags? Please make it clear on the debate.
They're bus. Yeah, I'll tell you.
You all are saying
I'll tell
that
you.
police informed, it was just that the SSP said.
I'll tell you, Niranjan, first of all, अरे मिस्टर त्रिपाठी एक मिनट सुन तो लीजिए, आप चीखते कितना है, आप एंकर पे भी चीखते हैं, आप देश पर भी चीखते हैं, आप सब पे चीखते, सुन लीजिए ना, थोड़ा ठंडे हो जाइए। मैं आपसे पूछ रहा हूँ कि आप मुझे बताइए कि अरे सुन लीजिए ना, बीच में इंटरप्शन अच्छा नहीं लगता। अच्छा निरंजन, प्लीज आस्क हिम, Manish Tiwari has said that there was a threat. Is Manish Tiwari a liar? Mr. Jhakar said there was a threat. Supreme Court said there was a threat. It took cognizance. Is Supreme Court not worthy of belief for you? Whom do you believe? Only Sonia Gandhi? Only Channi? और चन्नी जी तो वो है, बोल रहे थे मैं कल तक कोविड पेशेंट के साथ था, शाम को निकल के प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करने, परसों निकल के
Shehzad, because this is a debate on the elections 2022. I know this is a big election issue, but we are more on the mini general election that's in front of us, 690 seats. Mr. Tripathi, I'll give you your turn. I'll give you your turn because I want to bring in the other panelists as well. Karan Verma hasn't spoken. Sandeep Gorsi hasn't spoken. Mr. Ashutosh Mishra has not spoken. Let me get in because we're on the point of Punjab. Let me get in. Sir, hear me out. Sir, hear me out. I'll give you your turn again. I promise you I'll give you your turn again. I'll give you uninterrupted time, Mr. Tripathi. Mr. Tripathi, I'll give you uninterrupted time. Okay, let me bring in Sandeep Gorsi. Sandeep Gorsi and Ashutosh Mishra. Sandeep Gorsi, Karan Verma and Ashutosh Mishra. Sandeep Gorsi, if I can just, if Mr. Tripathi stops, maybe I can start. Sir, okay. Now, I'm asking, what's going on with Captain Amrinder's party? Is your alliance with the BJP taking off? Now, the charges from the Congress party has been, you're not getting any support from the ground, or the support is lacking. Not much being seen on the ground is what the Congress party is saying as far as Captain Amrinder is concerned. What's your plan? Do you have a plan at all? Sandeep, and then I'll have Ashutosh Mishra respond to you.
Niranjan, first of all, we welcome the celebration of Festival of Democracy in Punjab, and we are worried about, as per the data of the Election Commission, only 46% people have got the second dose of COVID. So vaccination is less there. As everybody knows, Omicron is going on and spreading wings in India. So the safety of the voter is a prime request to the Election Commission and to the government. Now the second point, you told me whether we are on ground or not on ground. Mr. Niranjan, we will definitely make a government with the alliance of BJP and TILSA. And on the 10th March, I'll again be on your channel with the celebration that we will make a government in Punjab with the help of BJP and TILSA group. We are going to win at this election. Everybody in Punjab is ready to change this government. Whatever has been done by Channi, everybody has been seen. Even in the last
you're saying you'll form the government. You're saying Captain Amrinder will be back as Chief Minister. Ashutosh Mishra, how difficult a fight is that going to be?
Captain Amrinder Singh is coming.
He can have this own narrative that Amrinder Singh matters in this election, because Amrinder Singh is practically irrelevant here. And it's very obvious. I mean, just last rally that we were having where Mr. Modi did not attend, there were reports that it was because it was very poorly attended, and Amrinder Singh was there. So Amrinder Singh coming back as Chief Minister is just a dream that this gentleman has. In Punjab, it's very obvious that BJP has no ground support. It was trying to use Amrinder Singh, and it has failed there. And that's why this drama was happening, where the issue is trying to be made about a so-called security breach, which obviously the Supreme Court has taken the case up, and we'll know the truth soon enough. But
when the
politically,
Supreme Court is
Mr.
taking it
Modi
so seriously
and
you are saying
BJP
drama,
supporters have been trying to paint
I'm
the
not
farmers
agree
as
with you.
Khalistanis,
So I'm
and
not
their
agree with you.
anti-farmer
You are-
stand is
So coming back to the
clear.
election, I want to draw your attention to the
You
election
are
once again. Now
overputting-
we're again going back to the Punjab security breach issue.
but that-
One second,
this is-
Karan
this
Verma
is
wants to come in.
relevant for these
Okay,
elections.
Karan, coming back to the elections once again.
Relevant because-
Karan and Ashutosh. Karan, will this be a midterm reality check for the Modi government? Will this be a midterm reality check for the Modi government with whatever has happened in the last 1.5 years?
Niranjan, first of all, I'd like to congratulate Republic for its efforts. And they were pretty savage on the fact that the rallies can be massive COVID spreaders. And today we welcome what the Election Commission of India has done. But what is abominable, Niranjan, is that the opposition today has become irrelevant. Within 30 minutes, we saw Samajwadi Party Supremo, Akhilesh Yadav, come up and say that we are not ready with the digital infrastructure. Now, what is sad is that all these parties, cash-rich parties, can't even put in place a digital infrastructure. And then they cry horse that we lack resources. They should know that setting up digital infrastructure and having virtual rallies is far more economical than the physical rallies they hold, where they send buses and God knows what all they distribute to the masses. So that is quite sad to see how the opposition is cornered. Talking about the BJP, yes, it'll be a reality check, but credit to them. You know, the early bird catches the worm. And BJP, despite being in a position of power, has never let complacency sink in. They are a well-oiled electoral machine, and I can talk about Lucknow today. They have had the first mover advantage in Lucknow, where Samajwadi Party should have actually pushed the tempo. Today, Samajwadi Party, just when they were about to gather some momentum, have lost that momentum because it's a reality that they don't have a digital infrastructure. They did not adapt to the elections. Neither have they adapted, and yet they are crying horse. So as much of a reality check it is for the BJP, I believe BJP is in a stronger position than others. And it's sad how the opposition is not in sync with the pulse, with the people at the ground level. And kudos to BJP for that. Irrespective of wherever they've gone wrong, they've always course corrected and managed to establish that sort of a connect with the masses. And that's what this election is all going to be about. It's going to be about connect with the masses and adapting with the times.
Yeah, you know, Ashutosh, you'll have to give it to that. You know, Ashutosh, I'll make a small point and you can come in. I'll give you uninterrupted 30 seconds. You'll have to give it to them because, you know, when these rallies were happening in Uttar Pradesh, these huge rallies, the complaint from the opposition parties, and even Akhilesh has been seeing some massive turnouts, right? We've seen those big rallies. You know, when we started the campaign about 15 to 20 days ago, we asked the election commissioner, the chief election commissioner, to wake up. And we even invited him to Republic TV to come on the debate and say why he said what he did. He said that there is no Omicron threat. In the last news conference, he said there is no Omicron threat in Uttar Pradesh. He actually said that all parties wanted physical rallies, right? Now, back then, the narrative and the debate was BJP was not in a position to give up these physical rallies because the big guns weren't really fielded yet. But haven't they turn that around, Ashutosh? Because if you see digital infrastructure and if there's one party that's really ready, battle ready with a digital campaign strategy, it could be the BJP, which is proven by the kind of reactions you've had coming in. I see several hands go up there. Ashutosh, you can respond for 30 seconds and then I'll bring in Shehzad and Riju after that.
So this just actually points to the total disconnect with local realities. How many people in UP would actually be having access to this digital rallies? You don't know. And most of the poor farmers and the rural voters, are they not part? BJP intends to ignore them? Because digital rallies are good enough, sound very nice enough, but the penetration is not enough that digital rallies will matter. And in case of BJP especially, you know, their desperation in UP is very obvious when they start talking about Krishna Janmabhoomi, then they talk about the Nizams. So they are trying to communalize, and these things, for these things to matter, they prefer physical rallies. This digital rally, they might, because they have the upper hand, because we have been hearing about all the sort of tech fog sort of apps that they use to generate this on social media. That's why they are trying to project as if this
okay,
is
I have a
something,
mic. I
which
have
will
an
make
issue
them
with
the
your
elections.
mic. I'll just fix
but
that.
It's a total disconnect
okay.
with rural.
I'll just fix. I think I have an
masses
issue
here.
with Shehzad's mic as well. I'll just fix that. Ashutosh, let me go across to Riju. Okay, Riju and Karan. I'll get in Riju and Karan. Yeah, Karan, I know you want to come in. Riju wants to respond, and then Karan. Shehzad, I have a problem with your mic. I'll just fix that.
I think it's sorted.
There's a problem with your mic.
I think it's sorted. I think it's sorted.
Okay, Riju and Shehzad. Okay.
Oh, I thought it was sorted.
Yeah, Riju and Shehzad.
Yes, I want to reply.
Yeah.
I want to reply my
sorted,
good. I want to reply my good friend Shehzad from the question that he asked me before. You know, Shehzad was very eloquent and well prepared when he was with his last employer, but after joining BJP, he's not prepared anymore. He said, "What the promises you are making in Goa? Why don't you implement in Bengal?" Well, the Lakshmi Bhandar scheme is going on in Bengal, and the students' credit card, which is almost relevant and equivalent to the youth card in Goa, it's already happening in Bengal. You know, you forget, because even though you did 200 more debates during Bengal elections, that Mamata Banerjee's commitment is a credibility. From 2011 to 2021, probably we are the only political party that has done everything and given back everything to the people that we have promised in our election manifesto. We don't believe in jumlas. We have seen 15 lakh, we have seen 2 crore Naukri, we have seen Ujala, we have seen smart cities, we have seen all the jhoot
Now
by
can
your
I come
parties. But Trinamool Congress is not that. We might be a
Now
small
can I come
party.
in?
We might be a challenger, but we are truthful. And we give hope to the people.
Can they make a dent? Can the TMC make a dent, Shehzad, in Goa?
People of Goa. No, I am completely sure that they can make a dent in the Congress party, whose leaders they are poaching on a regular basis. But whether they can make a dent in Goa's politics, I don't think Goa's politics is ready for the kind of things that we have seen happen in Bengal after 2nd of May. The dance of violence that took place and the manner in which people were killed and people were raped, I don't think that is Goa is ready for that kind of politics at all. And as far as your 5,000 rupees per woman promise is concerned, why don't you implement it in Bengal fully? First of all, also ask Aam Aadmi Party, which is ready to give unemployment allowance of 5,000 rupees in Uttarakhand. Their chief ministerial candidate says that there are no unemployed people in Delhi, therefore we are not giving it in Delhi. So this is the kind of politics they practice. They'll say one thing in Delhi and they'll do another thing somewhere else. But having said that, see, it is not about the platform, Niranjan. Platform can be virtual or real. It is about the product. We have a good product in Narendra Modi. We have a good product in Yogi Adityanath, which delivers. And what do they have? They have only पावर हंग्री परिवार. सो इट इज प्रोडक्ट वर्सेस परिवार. हमारा प्रोडक्ट वर्चुअली भी जाएगा तब भी लोग उसको अपनाएंगे. हमारा प्रोडक्ट रियलिटी में नीचे भी जाएगा, ग्राउंड पर भी जाएगा, तब भी लोग उसको अपनाएंगे. आशुतोष जी, आपका पारिवारिक जो प्रोडक्ट है उसको कोई लेना नहीं चाहता. आप किसी भी तरीके से उसको अपनाने की कोशिश कीजिए. नोबडी इज इंटरेस्टेड इन राहुल गांधी, प्रियंका वाड्रा और अखिलेश यादव. तो प्रोडक्ट जब गलत हो तो वर्चुअली हो या ग्राउंड लेवल पर हो, कोई अपनाना नहीं चाहता. एंड देयरफॉर यू सीन in 2014, in 2017, in 2019, these products of Parivar have been rejected time and again. Now, my simple question to them is, on the one hand, they say that we don't have the resources to do big rallies. Please curb these rallies. On the one hand, they say that media is not with us. Therefore, we need to have another system. And when they have got the virtual rallies, which is the most democratic form of reaching the people, now they say, हमारे पास virtual rallies करने के लिए संसाधन नहीं है. अरे तो वो भ्रष्टाचारी इत्र वाले मित्र है, उनसे कुछ संसाधन मांग लो. वो आपको कुछ लैपटॉप दे देंगे, अखिलेश जी.
To Riju, and then I'll begin the Congress party.
Okay, a quick rebuttal. Yes, a quick rebuttal. My good friend Shehzad said that the Goa is not ready for the politics of violence. That is what he said. And he talked about two sellable products, Yogi ji and Modi ji. Let me remind your viewers who was the chief minister of Gujarat during 2002 riots. So the violence is a part of the toolkit of BJP. And the second sellable product, Mr. Yogi Adityanath or Ajay Mohan Bist had 35 criminal cases which were expunged by the UP police when he became chief minister. Sell that product to the people first. Sell that product, no.
No, I'm getting the Congress party back.
You will give criminals tickets.
Okay, I'll go back to Mr. Ratnakar Tripathi.
People of Uttar Pradesh and people of Uttar Pradesh and people of India have already busted your lies on Gujarat, and they will keep busting it again and again.
Okay, I want to bring back Mr. Tripathi. Let me see if he likes my next question. Just hold on. Mr. Tripathi, wanted to ask you if you think the results of the 2022 elections will decide who comes back to power in 2024, and what if the Congress party loses once again the only state that it is ruling in right now in these 5 states, that is in Punjab? What happens after that? Because right now we heard that it's not under one leader. We were told it could be Sidhu, then we were told it could be Sidhu plus Channi, and then we are hearing today that it will be Sidhu plus Channi plus Jakad, who by the way is very upset with what Sidhu is saying, and Sidhu by the way is very upset with what Channi is doing, and Channi by the way is contradicting Sidhu on stage in different rallies, saying different things. So in Punjab,
Niranjan ji, okay, I will take this question, although it's a biased one, with suffix and prefix.
So every question there's a suffix and a prefix.
We are a political party.
Every party has been asked
We
a
are not a
question.
factory.
Why is the Congress party so touchy? Why is the Congress party so touchy about everything? Why?
Please rewind it. You haven't. Niranjan ji, let me complete it. Let me complete it. Right? I have a right to speak. You invited me here. You never ask any other party in the same
Sir,
day
I
you ask
asked.
a question to me.
You want me to repeat my question? You want me to ask you the questions I asked other parties?
Let's forget it. Let's forget it.
Okay, go ahead. I'll give you uninterrupted 1 minute because we're a democratic channel. Uninterrupted 1 minute for Mr.
Niranjan ji, I am
Tripathi.
on your channel. I am seeing how you ask the question to other parties. Let me answer the question. We are political party. We are not factory that we sell product. We are not here to sell product. We are here to serve the people. And people are at length saying so many things. Oh, cash rich party like that, Sapa and Congress and like. Do you know?
You're here to sell people.
What is the condition of the
You're here
nation?
to sell people. You're here to sell
Shahjahan
people.
Poonawalla, this is my
what
time.
exactly
Uninterrupted,
Congress
uninterrupted.
is.
Let him speak.
I
Let him speak,
agree with
Shehzad.
you.
Uninterrupted.
Please
I told him.
hold
I promised him
Please hold
uninterrupted.
your horses,
You're
Shahjahan
selling national
Poonawalla.
interest.
I promised him uninterrupted.
I know you get irritated.
Okay.
I know Shahjahan Poonawalla. You get irritated by just hearing to the truth. On 6th January 2022, the Election Commission of India releases a press release, and it clearly states that it is increasing the limit of the expenses in the these elections from 28 to 40 because the cost of inflation index has soared. But what they say in the press conference? We are increasing because for the digital.
Okay, one minute, uninterrupted 1 minute is ended, but I want to ask you a follow-up question.
Please,
Mr. Tripathi,
let me
I gave you 1 minute uninterrupted. Let me ask you the follow-up question. I don't want to respond. Hold on. No, wait. My follow-up question was, Rahul Gandhi has so far not campaigned, and he can't even campaign now physically. Will he campaign virtually? And where is Rahul Gandhi?
No. Did I ask where is Arnab Goswami? Or Aishwarya Kapoor?
What kind of a rebuttal
else?
is that?
What right do you
I'll
have
tell
to
you
ask?
where Arnab Goswami is. I'll tell you where
We are
Arnab
talking
Goswami
about
is.
ourselves.
God,
We are talking about
please,
party.
for God's sake,
Please.
what?
Please don't be personal.
What kind of a question is
Goswami
that,
is
Don't
not
be
sir?
to become
personal.
Prime Minister of India.
My God.
Did I ask why are you here? Why not?
No, it is. I'm sorry. That's a question that anybody would ask. I'm sorry, but okay, I won't say a word. I won't say anything. I see Trinamool Congress also was laughing at the response. Okay, I'll let them respond to you. You can respond and then they will respond to you. I won't say anything. You don't like my questions. I ask you this question, you don't like. I ask you that question, you don't like. You tell me what question do you want me to ask you?
When a student is not well
Straightforward
prepared, he doesn't
question.
make any question.
Okay, anyway, and even Ashutosh Mishra is laughing. Okay, you respond. I won't say anything. You respond, please.
When you are not well prepared, when you are not well prepared, then every question of the question paper haunts you. That is the story of the Congress party. Every question you ask them, that is haunting them. They have a problem with the question paper. They have a problem with the mode of campaign. They have a problem with who the leader is. So, that's what has become of the Congress party, and it's sad that one of the principal opposition parties today
Karan, I asked a five-part question. My first part of the question was, will Rahul Gandhi campaign physically Sorry, he can't campaign physically because he's not present physically. When he could campaign physically, he did not campaign physically. Now that physical campaigns are not possible, will he campaign virtually? Will he campaign virtually from India? Was my question. It's a different. Okay, you go ahead. You go ahead, and then Riju Datta and Karan will respond to you. They want to come. And Ashutosh Mishra also hasn't spoken. Go ahead.
He cannot campaign physically because Election Commission has barred it.
Exactly, that was my question.
He cannot campaign physically because Election Commission had barred physical campaign, right? The rallies. And Congress will abide with the instruction of the Election Commission. So don't laugh at that. And let me tell you about the cash. What they were talking about. In 2019 to 20, 3,429 crores of electoral bonds were purchased and submitted. And out of that, 2,606 was given to BJP.
Please.
Anonymity.
That is a different
and 92% of them was of 1 crore.
So this is exactly what Riju Datta's party has also been saying. I'm sorry, but it's not just the BJP. Even Riju Datta's party has been saying that. This is exactly what Mamata Banerjee said in the news conference. You remember, Mr. Tripathi, this is exactly what even Mamata Banerjee says. I'll give Riju Datta 30 seconds. I've given you your time. Riju Datta and then Shehzad and Karan will come in. And Ashutosh Mishra also has spoken. Riju Datta first, please. Riju Datta is responding.
My heart goes out to the Congress spokesperson.
No, you hear him. Riju Datta first,
Yeah.
I just want to say this, that if you see the two parties which are actually fighting it out on the ground, apart from UP, because Trinamool Congress is not participating in that election, is Trinamool Congress and BJP. BJP is a formidable party with a huge election machinery, and they have got their entire armada of all the investigative agencies with them, ED, ID, CBI, everything. So they are a formidable enemy. But Trinamool Congress is on the ground. Our leaders are on the ground. We are fighting it with this blood and sweat, and we will see it to the end. And I will request the other parties, especially Congress, that please, because your mission is also the same to oust the BJP in 2024, you should align with the parties who are taking BJP head on rather than, muddying the waters and, giving BJP advantage. That's all.
No, is there an open call for alliance? Is your party open to allying with the Congress party? Is your party open to an alliance with the Congress party? It looks like a hint at what's coming up in Goa.
Mamata is coming as a Prime Minister.
Can I answer this?
Yes, okay, and then I want to bring in Shehzad and Karan.
The bottom line is, yes, we are a party with a simple mission of ousting the BJP in 2024. Any political party with our same goal can align with us. We have to oust this anti-people party in 2024.
Okay, Shehzad, there's your answer. I got your answer. So basically, Shehzad, it is BJP versus the rest again, and they're open to an alliance. So why the public posturing then?
Actually consolidating everything in favor of BJP.
Shehzad's coming in. Karan, I'll get you in. Shehzad's coming in,
Yeah. I am actually, 1 second now, how many people's name is Shehzad Poonawalla? See, all of these parties, they are anyways all together. Niranjan, they are all variants of the same virus. The virus of Tushtikaran, the virus of Bhrashtachar, the virus of ambition without any vision. They all have ambition. They all want to be Prime Minister. They all want to be Chief Minister. But they have no vision. Now you ask Mr. Riju Datta what his vision is for Goa. He will not know even the number of seats in Goa. But he will have an ambition that I want to be Chief Minister. You ask Ratnakar Tripathi, where is Rahul Gandhi? Will he address a rally? He's saying, where is Arnab Goswami? Will Arnab Goswami address a rally? Now imagine, these are all leaders with ambition but no mission, no vision. They only want to have the post and the position. And therefore I say they are all birds of the same feather. They will all flock together eventually. And therefore I appreciate Riju Datta's candidness and honesty that khula kar diya, unhone khol diya ye sara raz, and he has now ended the pretense कि ये सब अलग अलग है, ये सब एक साथ है, ये सब एक साथ हो जाएंगे, गोवा में भी ये एक साथ हो जाएंगे, उत्तर प्रदेश में भी ये सब एक साथ है. And people should remember that when they will all come together, what their agenda will be. One day they will say that Rahul Gandhi will be Prime Minister on Monday, then Mamata Banerjee will say I will be Prime Minister on Tuesday, then they will have somebody else say, Akhilesh will say I will be Prime Minister on Wednesday, then one day they will say we will make Priyanka Vadra Prime Minister on Thursday. They'll all spread the loot. This is their agenda.
Is that possible, Ashutosh Mishra? Ashutosh,
Yes, yes. We have seen what happened on 2nd of May. We have seen what happened after 2nd of May.
No, I'll get Ashutosh and Karan. Riju, wait, you've spoken. I want to bring Ashutosh and Karan. Ashutosh, you think that's possible? Ashutosh first and then Karan, 30 seconds each. Ashutosh, you think it's possible? Uttarakhand, interesting scenario. Punjab, interesting scenario. Goa, interesting scenario, right? You think that's possible? All of this shadow boxing in public, but eventually they could come together. You think that's a possibility?
You are forgetting Manipur. Even there, Congress is the fight is between Congress and BJP. So that's why what is happening here is that BJP is trying to, it's afraid of Congress. It knows that Congress is the main opposition party. In most of these places, UP, Congress is making a resurgence, and that's what's scaring the other parties. As the CEC said, that it's the women voters who are coming out more and more to vote. And women voters are being attracted by Priyanka Gandhi.
Karan, he says it's possible.
Niranjan, knowingly or unknowingly, what has happened? Can I please speak now?
It's in UP where the crime against women is highest, as pointed out by the National Commission of Women. So it's not some fiction that is being sold by...
Okay, Ashutosh, I'm letting Karan have the last word. Okay, Karan.
It's very obvious.
Niranjan, knowingly or unknowingly, the debate that has happened here is a microcosm of what's going to happen.
So,
can I make my point, please?
Well, you can see what's happening.
Congress is getting offended at every question that you are asking them.
Okay, hear him, sir. Hear him. I think both of you are speaking. Both of you are speaking over each other. Ashutosh, you are speaking over Karan. Just let him speak. Okay, Karan. Okay, Karan.
Yeah, Niranjan, knowingly or unknowingly, what has happened in your debate is a microcosm of what's going to happen. The Congress is getting offended at every question you ask them. The TMC is waiting on the stage for coronation. Nobody is coming on the stage to accompany them. The BJP is replying to questions and setting up the agenda. And we have a political analyst, a senior journalist, who is living in a parallel universe.
Okay, running out of time, because Ashutosh, both of you are speaking over each other only because I'm running out of time. I'd like to thank all of you, but I want to make one small point before we end. Ashutosh, I hope you can hear me because you're still speaking. BJP will be fighting to retain 4 states. Congress fighting hard to stay relevant in this election. AAP making big moves beyond Delhi. Trinamool Congress positioning itself as a Congress alternative. Samajwadi Party, toughest challenger to the BJP in Uttar Pradesh. It's all happening. Very interesting election. Akali Dal fighting hard to stay relevant in Punjab. BSP becoming a marginal player in 2 states in both Uttar Pradesh and Punjab. Very, very interesting elections. And on India's election news headquarters, we will get you every breaking news update. The biggest debates, biggest exclusives, and the big date of March 10th with Arnav, the channel and the coverage that India trusts with elections. Thanks for watching and stay tuned.